Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This time live stream because we're gonna do some stuff. Yeah, this is my first live stream. I'm trying really hard to configure it. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for these years that I've been here for. It's really nice, and I find it quite nice that I've actually gone through another year. It is indeed my birthday and it's to celebrate it. We're gonna do this live stream. We are going to do a lot of fun activities and do stuff like art, animation, stuff like that. It's not quite complicated yet. Just a little bit. I'm also gonna work. It's still in the works, but it is almost done. I assure you, it's gonna come out soon. And yeah. Apart from that, I also have a bunch of other projects coming up, like APP, and also some shows I'm actually gonna bring back. Apart from that, I'm also gonna do a lot of animation, some art and short stuff, which is quite nice. Even though it's not as stressful as I thought. But yeah, that's all the stream's gonna be about, and I'm quite happy about that. Yeah. So, shall we begin? I say so. And after a short intermission, I'm coming immediately. It's gonna take a bit of time, so yeah. Okay, that was quite a short intermission. We're gonna just do a bit of a live stream. We're gonna first things first. We're gonna work on the development for, as well as some other projects I've initially had. I'm proud it's coming this far. So yeah, it might actually release on April, if I'm not so sure. And yeah, it's just about uh, so we have a bit of fun here. Uh-huh. Welcome to the stream.
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks a lot. Uh,
I feel like wearing your first fan art as a tribute.
Thank you. That's quite thoughtful.
Hold on, let
Um,
me turn off my air conditioner.
how did you
Right.
even
Hold on, let's do this.
how did you even find that fan art? That was from like so long ago when my art
I
was
have a
on.
fan arts folder. I place all my fan arts there.
How long has it been for?
2022, I believe, at the time.
Okay, that's a really long time.
Yeah.
I'm
I
seriously
mean, I could have
having
just wear the current one, but I decided, let's go tribute. You know, as an evolution.
yeah, that's very nice of you. I'm having a lot of difficulty in trying to screen share. I quite don't know how to do it. I think it's gonna be
Screen share. I
challenging.
do know how to screen share in Restream.
How? I'm struggling a
There's a
lot.
button on my screen that says share screen. There says share screen like on my PC. Like I'll show you proof that this works. If I click share screen here,
I see.
this is just like it's easier for me to see because I can see share screen right on my PC.
Unfortunately, mine's a bit more of a complicated thing. I don't know whether I should change the landscape, but that will probably run a lot of things.
I guess. And yes, this is basically what I got for Ghost Town so far.
Yay. Uh, Hold on.
So yes, this is going to be a step forward to upgrading my animations, which I'm going to say this, Krita is my permanent animation program.
That's. I think that's most likely of
It's because it's been used since like 2022. So yeah.
mm,
If you look, I do have a history like if I have like very first video that was made in like October 30th of this year. October 30th of 20
October 30th hasn't even reached.
October 30th 2022, and yeah, people are impressed by it. I tried many times to come up with a new animation idea, and since I've been getting more and more used to Krita, here we are. This is what I end up with today.
I thought you used Adobe for that.
I tried,
That's pretty interesting.
but I decided I'm more familiar with Krita, so I rather stick to it.
aren't there also other things like
Mainly because Adobe is a completely different
Fire?
program, and I don't have the masters to conquer that.
Oh, so basically just like a Pro S.
Basically, an experience test and not really a real remaster. So I kind of canceled the remaster all because of it, and all because like if I do the remaster in Krita, one of the biggest problems is that it will take 7,000 frames to get this done. Which, if you don't know, there's a memory limit on Krita right down there, and if I'm gonna have to do that, I'm gonna have to split the whole scene up, like everything.
Hmm.
So there's a reason why I
Uh,
don't think that I tried to plan a remaster and it didn't work. Because if I would, that's the reason why I told you it was a split scene. So that's why I decided to reject that idea and just use it for season 2 and this meme and OCA thumbnails.
so you basically just started something and then just left it be.
Pretty much, if you really think about it. Anyways, I'm using a drawing tablet, but I'm also using my mouse because I'm one of those people who uses both at the same time.
You don't have a pen of sort,
Wait, what?
like those pens, the tablet pens that are used for drawing, the tablet pens.
Oh, for like flip a clip and stuff like that?
I mean, it can be used for other things, but as for now, I don't really use it.
I don't have those really. I mean, there's a few pens that use the end tip for drawing. The crazy part is that there's also quite a few canceled flip a clip animations I did, like one storytime animation and even the remaster of Day One on Flip a Clip, which I later rejected. So I reject the whole project entirely to focus on something else. So basically, where do we get where now? This answers the main question. What's next are you gonna do? Well, I'm glad you asked. Since this is what I'm getting more and more used to, as I told you before, the update for the Epic Disaster franchise logo will be updated along for OCA thumbnails and season 2. But also maybe a remaster of the classic thumbnails. Maybe. And also icons might be remastered. Again, I don't know about that.
That I find that quite a good idea, but honestly, it doesn't really make sense.
I mean, if you look at all my icons on my server, they look the same for over like 2 years now, and I think they really need an upgrade.
Okay, it's been like quite long. What
My server like launched on like April 7th, I believe. So that's a bit of a something else you should remind myself with. So hopefully there's gonna be a good representation of what I'm gonna give. And for basically all this, if I had to short down to like a sentence, here's what I'm gonna say. Quality over quantity.
That's really good of a caption to say. Apart from that, what
I'm
other?
trying to improve and I'm running out of ideas, and I feel like OCA just really started to decrease my my opinions on the community a little bit. But I think there's something that I can do about it to fix that problem.
Coagulation?
My first idea is adding a like base description where I can copy and paste to my videos so I don't have to like type them every single time. Like a base description for credits and all that stuff. That's what I'm doing first.
Hmm.
Since I really credited everyone who participated in OCA, but really gone lazy, so I decided I'm gonna fix that.
And about the contestants who are left in OCA, are you even gonna plan to do a season 2 with a different type of format of signing up? Because last time you just
OCA season.
asked
Oh
me,
wait. OCA season 2.
yeah,
I think after regular Antiques Zaphin 2 and possibly Fan Algo season 2, if Kurt agrees to do it. I mean, we did plan something for season 2. It was like, I believe, 22 contestants. So I guess possibly a season 2 will come. But to give you an idea of my upload schedule on OneNote, it would be progress is slower. Just like your
okay.
videos nowadays, like your videos are starting to get quality. Like your drawing style,
Honestly, my
is
video,
going to be updated. You're actually
honestly,
learning
my
the things too.
okay. My videos are normally taking such a longer time than before to even make or implement because it takes much more time and much more storage space. So, like episodes
So,
don't come out as rapidly, and also I'm trying to help out with other people's shows, so I normally don't have as much of time as my own. So that's why OC Panathlon Day 4 hasn't come out in so long. The last mention of it was around last week, which was just a community post showing the progress I had made on OC Panathlon Day 4.
and
But after
let me
that, I
guess,
haven't really
and mind if
continued.
I finish the story for you? And so let me guess. The progress you didn't finish, right?
Actually, I had gotten a tad bit of progress on it, but I've never really got the chance to finish because I
Just like that,
never.
just like OCA Day 16, where I actually finished the event, but I'm now gonna have to put the event on. I'm gonna have to put the day on pause because I'm focusing on something else for now.
Man, I wish I knew how to screen share. It would be so reliable. Uh,
Don't worry. I mean, you'll find out.
hopefully, I guess. Anyways, let's go. I really wanted to know about.
Yeah.
You see, apart from art, there's also the topic of animation and stuff to do with animation. And I really want to know what is your opinion on animation?
Great experience.
And yeah, animation is what okay, what normally do you use for animation, like your software for animation?
If you're talking about current, Krita, and CapCut, if you're talking about classic 2022, well, that has a story. I actually have two programs that I didn't use CapCut or OBS yet. Instead, they are, wait for it, if I can see it. Hold on, wait. There. VSDC and OCam. That's what I used to use.
I honestly
If you
used to
don't know what
have
those two are, they're free programs.
I used to have a software, but I recently deleted it for reasons beyond me told. It was basically Flipperclip for a while before I got a PC and it became Adobe. But then the PC broke and now I'm back to Flipperclip. So yeah,
Which this leads
lower
to today,
quality.
which I'm using a Windows 11 laptop, and so far, Restream has been working 60 FPS for me, spick and span. It has gratefully improved over my other crappy laptop, which is where all my classic videos were filmed.
Yeah,
So yes, not only software
my
improvement, but hardware improvement.
Hmm.
to
On
put
my
that
end,
short.
it's not really been as smooth for. I've not really gotten that much of space to implement very many things I would love to work on my show. Not only that, but I don't have access to the algorithm. It's not really on mobile, it's mostly on PC. So
I mean, there
I've
is
not
an
really,
I mean, there is an iPad release for it.
yeah, but not an Android
Yeah, they
release.
never did an Android release, only a iPad and mostly PC release.
Since
Obviously you
we're
can tell
supposed
that I have the specs, that I have the full setup.
it wouldn't even be compatible with Android because of the small frame of the phone, which makes it like significantly less of a viewpoint for many other people. So I think that's the main reason why Algodo has never come out for Android.
Kind of sad.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I bet people would love to see that became an Android thing.
honestly, it will be hectic because some people's phones have like terrible frame rates. So having Algodo on their phone would cause a lot of problems, like which is why I see.
I see. That's actually a fair point, really. Hmm.
And on the topic of that, there are also spin-offs of Algodo that you can get on mobile, which for starters I use Marble Run 2D. It's
I
basically
mean,
just,
I seen your videos and you use that program.
yeah, I do. And I've been using it for quite a long time now. I've only really made one video with Algodo, but later got deleted because I don't really think it became such a successful video, so I just deleted it. It really didn't make me feel happy, but yeah. And apart from Marble Run 2D, there's also stuff like SMR, which is Simple Marble Race. It's
Wait a
terrible.
minute, Simple Mobile
Really
Race. Do
terrible.
you know who uses Simple Mobile Race? Carlo.
There's a few algo tubers I can mention, but I don't think they use it anymore. Like for example, this algo tuber named Buggy used to use it in a season 1 algo Savlon, later changed to Roblox for his events, which I find quite impressive actually.
I mean, let's just say just changed, so you gotta make do of what you're gonna use and what you're gonna work with.
Honestly, Marble Run 2D has become such a frustration point for me because I don't really get many of the features that are there on Algodo. So majority of the things I have are not as good on their
They're
own as well.
incomplete.
I wouldn't say incomplete, just complete with the wrong things. Like for example, if you look at the marble set, they only have fixed colors with marbles, and those fixed colors are also terrible. Instead, what
I
they would
remember
have
when
done is
you
just
made me in
like
Simple
add
Marble
in
Race, you're gonna
colors.
have to use the yellow swirl, yellow and blue swirl, the closest thing that resembles me.
Yeah, I normally use what resembles the person most, but sometimes it might be really inaccurate because
Like they have
yet
soccer
again it
balls
doesn't
in
look
it and
good.
something, and it's kind of hard because obviously nobody in the community uses a soccer ball themed OC character.
But the topic of that, there's also the gray marble, which is I don't know for some reason. Like I don't know what they were trying to implement with the gray ball, but basically it's like a heavy metal ball. It doesn't go on fans. It has like a higher gravity, and basically
Physics reasons.
that's why I use the soccer ball. It would be way more convenient if the gray ball was just like every other. but I don't know why they just had to make it that heavy ball. It
I
would
kind
make
of
no
wonder how
sense.
much that even weighed.
Anyways,
Anyways,
uh, apart from that, I'd also see Simple Marble Race as like somewhat worse than Marble Run 2D because Simple Marble Race was created just for the basis of competition, and it's only going in one direction unless you change the gravity, which would make things like way worse. Not only that, courses are should be in a small size because of the limited space the courses have, each course should have. So that really limits a lot of the people who use Simple Run 2D as their platform for events and stuff, which actually does have a lot of compromisation. But apart from that, it also has its own benefits. Like, unlike Marble Run 2D, it has its own color changer, so you can choose your own color apart from the colors that are already implemented into the game. And it actually has a sky background compared to the really laggy, really indecent, and very bad looking background in Marble Run 2D. Also, it has a black blocks and other clean features, which again Marble Run 2D doesn't have.
yeah, there is limitation around everywhere, so obviously nothing's perfect nowadays.
And yes, Alcatel actually has its flaws, but I wouldn't really go over them now because unlike
Most of the program is
Marble Run,
actually it's a fantastic program.
yeah, because unlike Marble Run 2D and Simple Marble Race,
It can do
Algodo
a
has
lot more stuff than that.
it has the coding feature, which means you can implement lines of code to make your own designs, which in thesis sounds really good. On paper, it's really good, but for no reason at all, it's not included in Marble Run 2D and Simple Marble Race, and I just can't find the reason why.
By the way, I want to send you something about the translation of my credit animations and about credit art style. The top is the new one, the bottom is the old one. You can see a big change.
Share your screen.
Oh, hold on. I send. I would uh, entire screen. I feel like I send you this on your Discord just in case. This is the classic one. This is October. This is 2022. This is today. Before and after. Bottom to top. Proves the point.
Yeah, it's really been a such step up from what you've done before. The From the time I had first met you, your animations were not as good, and you've not really had the best quality of animation. But nowadays, you've really improved, and I must appreciate you for that. So good job, a lot.
I had to admit, I had to go through several programs, several to find out which one's best. I went to Pivot. I went to Blender, which is a pretty weird option. I say weird because nobody really uses Blender. It's really rare.
Blender is actually a good software, but
They have
um,
2D in it,
really
but I didn't really focus on 2D.
there's also 2D and 3D, but more majority of people use 3D for Blender, which actually doesn't really make sense comparing to what both of them have to offer because they're basically one in all, and you can create a hybrid animation from both 2D and 3D perspective. So
Also, if you
that's
look
why
at my I want to clarify this. If you look at my videos, day 1 all the way to OCA day 16, there is kind of a big difference in quality. Like, I started at the top with like skits, and then I kind of became depressed after Xavier kind of. Well, I guess you can call this the decline a bit. I'll explain. Xavier worked on Adjective day 9, but unfortunately, he became too lazy with points.
I used to help Xavier from the months of 2020, 2021, I think, which was
I
around
don't blame
2022
him. It's
when he
just
kind of just went on his own.
Xavier, if you're watching this, I'm having no offense to you, but I guess you tried.
There's quite there's quite literally no one watching right now, well,
This is
but
just a message. This
seriously,
is just a mess. I'm just sending a message to him if he does watch it.
and yeah,
Anyways, my
apart from
original plan was to go out without a single mistake, but that worked out for the first 8 days. I realized I got to get back on track with a regular Adjective Season 2 comes. I got to add points back. I got to find out how I make good skits. I got to find out if I'm going to improve everything.
yeah,
And
apart from that,
no surprise, everything is hard nowadays. Everything.
on the topic of everything being hard, I think it's not because of it actually being hard. It just really takes time and experience or basically just skill if you want to know such things. So yeah. Yario,
Yeah.
what apart from art and animation, on the thesis of the um on the thesis of the algorithm community as a general, I really don't get the chance to ask anyone this, but how did you find yourself in the community?
Well, that question is kind of complicated.
Honestly, it didn't really take me that long of a time to join the algorithm
I kind of
community,
don't.
but I
I
pretty
think I
much
said it in a Q&A video where I think I saw the Adjective videos and I have a chance to join a community. But either then, now that I look at it, that started way earlier. 2017. This 2017, the original pilot, made on a laptop that I don't really use, the deleted pilot. Why? Because I think this is where I started with. So 2017 technically, but the pilot never got released, and 2021, like 2022, 2021 era kind of thing, I was here. So in my opinion, the answer is kind of complicated.
huh. I
Yeah,
started out about I started out about 1 year after you did so, which was in 2018, when my first video was in 2020 that landed on my account, which was about a cancelled camp that I
like I
had.
made a whole remake about the pilot in the unreleased pilot short. I'll share my screen for a second, as a reference.
Okay.
This here, this is literally the entire 2017 pilot remaked. So there
Pilot
you go.
one.
This is just basically to remember what I think happened in 2017.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of apologize if the story's missing. It's just It's just a totally big question in my life in the Iowa community. Very big question. It's just way too. I think it's just way too complex for me to explain.
I mean, there's not really much of anything you're forced to answer. I just trying to stall as much as possible so I can try showing up some stuff.
Well,
So yeah,
if you want to know how I got in the Iowa community, there you go. Kind of started with 2017 with the unreleased pilot, which I remade here, and then 2021, 2022 era I joined, and here I am now. Uh, I mean, I mean, it's I don't know. My history is just uh,
I know
how do I say.
it's quite overwhelming to know how people started something out because normally they don't start out on good terms
Wait,
unless they already
wait a
have
minute.
that experience.
I got a question. If you remember your history of your channel, do you remember when we first met?
Yeah, I actually do remember the time we first met, which was quite good. If I remember correctly, it was about 2021, 2020 met. That was, I think it was 2020. Yeah, I don't really remember how we met, but if I do remember correctly, it was in on YouTube when there was this sort of OC and Alpha thing. We both didn't get the chance to join, but then I kind of asked for your Discord, and then boom, that's how we met.
Well, I guess that was kind of complicated as well.
I don't really know a good way to explain it, but yeah,
Yeah, we'll share
that's a
tutorial
guess.
with you on how to set up live streaming.
That's hold on. I need to it's temporary. Okay. Okay. So and thanks Rieriel for being here. But there are very many things that I have on schedule. So apart from this art animation algorithm that we're all talking about, there are also very many other things that are quite what I'm trying to do at the moment. Configuring a lot of things on this streaming program is quite hard. So apart from all Uriel has said about oh, I'm so lost. Art animation, yeah. Uh, we'll be right back with a little. So yeah, stay tuned, I guess. Okay, hello, hello. Got to be back after a little break. I know what to do. Hmm. Okay. Uh. So. Uh. I did and what's going on today? Oh my God.
So, how does it feel like to use Restream?
Okay.
I got a dude. Did you not hear my question?
I do not know what's going on with this thing.
I entered a question.
Okay. Well then, we're now getting onto the topic of OC Benevolent. OC Benevolent Day 4's Day 3's release has now specific. But Day 3 in the stream, I'm gonna try giving really like working on and schedule it thing it's basically just stream requests and and serial request. Yeah, at the time. I think got this. Okay.
Hey, I said I answered a question. Did you not hear me?
Yeah. I think it was about me asking you about how you joined the Algudu community and how you said it was complicated. And then shortly after you asked me a question, which was basically the whole point.
I said, how does it feel like to use Restream? Is it a good experience?
What?
Oh, wait, you already answered that. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, come on. Okay. I'm not really trying to hide it. I've never really used such of an app before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So it's quite the difficult thing for me, I guess. But
I
at this
see.
point, I think it should be working now if I do a bit of magic. I think that might work. Okay, it didn't. But okay. Uh, let me think. Uh, yeah, you're meant to have a few more people so we can do this, but apparently it's 12 a.m. for them. That's a whole of an hour difference. So
It's
yeah,
12:33 right now.
for me it's 7:43 a.m. in the morning.
Usually these days I'll never sleep, mainly because of work. Even though maybe I should really get back to that.
Okay,
Difficult.
let me just not hide it. I'm in bed right now, and I just woke up thinking that this would be a good idea, but I'm struggling a lot.
I mean, maybe it will be a better idea, if everyone was here. But
Maybe.
I mean, if it's correct timing, then I guess yeah.
I don't know how long I'm gonna leave the stream up for. Maybe like a few minutes, hours. I don't know.
I'm just yeah. I guess if you have your point, then okay.
Ah, yes. No wonder why it's not working. Uh, okay. Um, I think the best thing I could do now is just answer a few questions about why OC Panathlon Day 4 has been absent while I configure a lot of stuff. And I know it's nighttime for some people, so I think I'm just gonna make this a 3-part stream series, kind of like those conventions and stuff like that.
Three part. I guess if that works for you, I guess that's a good idea. Uh, OC Panathlon Day 4. Yeah, that really has been in the works and
Yeah.
never been released, obviously.
I think many people are just waiting on OC Panathlon Day 4's official release date, which I'm gonna actually mention in part 2 of this series and many other stuff. For now, I'm only tackling upon some questions and the sneak peek, but even the sneak peek for me isn't working out right now.
because yet again, I don't know how to share this thing. So, uh,
I mean, it takes time, obviously.
so of course I can't get it on the first try. So what? I'm trying my best. Anyways, some questions. Yeah, just some. Like totally not a lot of questions I need to answer.
I mean, what else is
But
around
um, I've normally asked this question a lot, but the event for day 4 I decided on picking will. I'm obviously not gonna publicly share it because I'm planning to have the release of OC Panathlon Day 4 speak for myself. But yes, I would love more reasonable questions other than the events, the release date, whatever is gonna happen, who's gonna get eliminated. Uh, well, the only thing I have left is the making of the leaderboard and the elimination. Floor Galaxy, credits to him, has really helped me
He's
out a
called
lot
Luke
on
now
this.
on Discord.
Yeah, I know. So he has helped me a lot with the point systems and the total points on each and every athlete. I'm not gonna mention it as for now because it'd be better if the event was just mentioned. Uh, and apart from that, he also helped out with the some of the ideas of what I should do for an elimination course because my old elimination course apparently is deleted, and because I can't recover it, I have to make an entirely new course. But what he suggested was actually quite a good idea, but I don't know how I'm gonna implement it. Um, basically, his idea on making an elimination course was just not to make an elimination course at all, which might be good on paper, but it also cancelled out a lot of things I had in mind.
Hmm.
And plus,
So,
what
wait,
what I
let me
have to
get.
do for the elimination course also has to involve the other three, I think, eliminated contestants, which were Sunny, Foxy, Marble, and Aiden. So they also have to go where the eliminated contestant, whose name shall not be revealed, also have to
I
go.
mean, the show has like 100 contestants.
Practically not 100. There were only 44 contestants. It was basically one of those infinite sign up things, which was actually kind of inspired by E. Skylines, aka Nexon, who had originally made this one time.
Oh yeah, that dude, the guy who likes GTA.
Um, yeah, he had made something similar to what I had of the OC Panathlon. And apart from any other show, OC Panathlon's actually quite special because it's actually was released on my 100 subscriber special. And honestly, I don't really think it's gonna go anywhere for a while. I think I'm gonna leave it as a project I have to work on because really, it's a special. How can I cancel a special? Even though the series doesn't really speak out to me as a creator of it, more of a contestant
Hmm.
perspective, but yeah.
If we're talking about updates recently, it's time to talk about a season 2 update I planned. If you don't know,
For
I
what
think if
year?
you know, yeah, regular Ajikazathlon, not to be confused with OCA, because that's coming next after that.
Huh.
Anyways, if you realize 20 contestants in the original Ajikazathlon season 1, along with the debuters, and Teal became one of the contestants in the collab with Lavender. So you could say 31 contestants, but we're gonna do 32 contestants because Teal is a debuter and he kind of just and I threw him in a collab. So you could say this: Teal is a debuter, but he made it in collab. So you don't count him. So I don't really count him as a new contestant because he was a debuter in season 1, and then he made it a collab. There you go.
Who does that? If you'd consider a debuter and you
I think this was
contestant.
Kurt's idea
Oh, Kurt. Yeah,
because I collab with him.
makes sense. Really.
So I was thinking about adding a 30-second color due to the reason of this. So
37. If it's gonna fit at all, that should be your strategy. Because you need to have a manageable amount of contestants if you wanna try making a second season and also
I mean, I'm probably going beyond
strategize
the
the eliminations and stuff like that.
So I think the 30-second contestant should be, and I was trying to think of what I could use. So there is a few contestant ideas I could use. I can use possibly carbon, dirt, stone.
Okay, dirt just makes no sense. Don't add. Do not add. I want you, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Dirt
I
kind
really think the
of
better
materials.
color there to choose apart from the ones you've just said because
I
really
think I'm
those
gonna
terrible
use. I think I'm gonna use. I was thinking. I think cobalt. How about cobalt? Maybe cobalt will work. You know the color of that.
huh.
Does that seem better? I was also thinking if because I was thinking Cobalt because I think I already I think Cobalt will join season 2. Makes sense?
Uh okay. Sorry about that. That was a bit of an intrusion about something.
Oh, it's okay. Anyways, I was just talking about Cobalt actually being a season 2 contestant next to Lavender.
Okay.
Since I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna do any material athletes since I think they're just more likely cursed. Since I will give your
Okay.
advice away, I'm gonna say your advice is actually a good idea. So I guess Cobalt will be a good idea, or Royal Blue. But I think I'm gonna stick to I think I'm gonna stick to Cobalt, and that's it.
The color royal blue has really declined of the Algudu platform because it's obviously just a shade of blue, and among other shades of blue, it's not really acceptable if the name's just whatever the hell you think, and then the main color itself, just for it to sound fancy. When in reality, it just sounds weird in a way. So Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder than I thought. Now I think about it. I mean, maybe not that hard, but when you got different shades of colors and they end up being the same, that's where the real problem starts.
Yeah, because the wide variety of colors have such unnecessary names. What the hell is plantain green? What the hell is baby blue? These colors make no sense. It would be best to just stick with the one word colors because it makes reasonably more sense than whatever any regular person who doesn't have a taste of these colors would just brew up and call it the main color. In
I
fact,
mean, a few other
most
examples I can think of are like army green, for example.
heck, even blurple is a better color idea than Canadian green. Some things make no sense whatsoever. But I have to give it to them. Some of them are just original colors, and then they have the actual color right next to the original color, making it sound terrible. Like blue green. I would love clarification and 10 doses of therapy after that.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true because I think finding new colors for athletes might be really difficult because there are a lot of reused colors out there.
Not even reused, just reimagined, when it's literally the same thing as another color.
Yeah. So, what do you suggest if you're in that situation?
What would I suggest? If okay, what I would suggest mainly is just to use colors that already have their own template, colors that have already been used before, but not in your show, but in main other shows, and then just give them different personalities and stuff like that.
I
Because
mean,
yeah,
wasn't that the most logical reason?
yeah, that's basically the bottom line for creativity.
Obviously, you had to go
But
make different.
what do you expect? It's
Yeah.
just colors. Imagine the stickman athletes doing events and the person with the least points get out. It's not that hard of a thing, yet it seems like it's rocket science to regular people at this point. Try explaining to them something and they'll be like, Augie, what now? What the hell are you talking about? What is this, a children's game? Like, bro, this takes more thinking than the thinking you'll ever do in your life. Why would you even listen? It's complicated, okay? Many people just stereotype many things, and with the way the Algorithm community is just targeted in this way, it's just blatantly stupid.
Yeah, the community is pretty toxic. So many people
Not
that.
the community, but the people who are basically noticing the community for the first time.
Oh,
They'd really just struggle a lot trying to get what the community actually has to offer before even just making those assumptions. That would be quite maniacal of someone who's literally only been in the community for 1 second. In fact, they don't even, sometimes they don't even go to the community, they're just introduced to it and they will rant about the most irrelevant things like the name, like how you'd spell it, and other things. Like, come on now. What the hell?
yeah.
I mean, I would go on and on about some of the things I like and some of the things I don't like, but it would be quite nice if we had moved on to something else. Because aside from the topic of just having just having people who don't get the logic of anything, because listen, in the outside world, people just basically live like what they have, so it really wouldn't make sense for people at first. But at least they have their own thing going on. Like majority of people would love to play football over other things. You can't just force them to play something else if they or have already a set mindset towards the thing that they initially started playing. So it's quite inconsistent.
Yeah, I see.
I wouldn't. It's not like you're trying to force anyone. You're just trying to show off your interests to other people, but like they wouldn't get it. So it's either just a laugh over topic or just something that seems ignored, which can really be disheartening to some people because it's not only the Algudu community that isn't really recognized and isn't really like talked about, not like mentioned, and sometimes it would take more time for someone to understand what the community in fact has to offer before they even start thinking of joining it. So yeah,
All of us are really in a pickle,
All
don't we?
I wouldn't say that, but what I'd say instead is just it's not that hard of a thing. Just keep things to yourself because not many people would even get interested. So what's the point?
I mean, let's be honest. It's their show. So,
Not even their show, just their life.
yeah, that. It just goes above and beyond that.
Yeah.
So, pretty much at
So
the end of the day, just find whatever works for you. Simply, obviously.
I wouldn't say just find the thing that works for you. Instead, what I say is instead to just not think about it much.
All right.
Okay. Okay. I don't think many people would understand what things would have at first impression unless they'd actually try it because it would take quite the time for someone to even understand the thesis of what's even planned on going on when in reality it's just trying to get people to understand. why you're doing this, why you're doing that, but some people would think of it as a fake joke and something that's purely made by yourself. Because then again, some people would do stuff and then other people would appreciate it and then they do that stuff because like it it hasn't even been that long. Well then,
I'm
what just happened?
I coughed.
Oh no, uh, just I don't know. Like okay, I think we're gonna wait. Uh, maybe like 10 more minutes, 9 more minutes until we stop the first part of the live stream. Really didn't
Yeah, there's really nothing special, as of now.
and last time I think the problem with what I'm doing is that I'm using the old version of Restream instead of the new version, which well it's on me because I
I mean,
so uh
hmm.
well not, yeah
There's really not much we can say, I guess.
I think other communities basically just have better luck than majority of the communities that we are in, which are practically the other side of anything special that might be going on. So if I'd consider anything, then it wouldn't be as sincere as I thought it would be. But yeah, honestly, I'm starting to think of this more than a stream. That is,
Hmm.
huh. I wish we. I think the main reason why this stream's quite boring is because I don't have the ability to stream share, which indeed I used to have that, but I just really didn't notice it. So the old version kind of screwed me up. So I think that's why, but that's where majority of our problems come in with this live stream part thing. So I think the sneak peeks and other stuff will go into part two. But I think I've answered some of the many questions that come in with
It's been
the
it's
with
one
the
o'clock.
connect.
I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at the time. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, and I'm in the stream.
Yeah. So thank you, Uriel, for your time. It's been quite nice. I'm gonna do part two
And
later.
we never used our voices in a long time, quite a while actually. I wouldn't say not years, but like months. So final
Yeah,
thing before
I
is last thing before I go, happy birthday, bro.
Thanks again. Well, he's gone, so why not answer the last remaining questions before I go and finally understand how to set up. First things first, just answering the remaining questions for this remaining period of time before I close the first part of the stream, which I really didn't intend for it to take this short of a time, but if I had screen share, then that would have been better. Now, let's begin answering. Uh, well, OC Panafwan, as I said before, was basically inspired by Nexon in its final of stuff. But it was a good Kickstarter for what I had for free. And on the topic of majority of the people who signed up, some of them actually being my real friends and family, which I quite appreciate from that side. But unfortunately, some are not as tranquil as I thought. So, anyway, look, if you can ask them, should be sometime this month. I don't really know when this month is coming. Sorry about that intrusion. Uh, anyways, honestly, it's really been a year. So also birthday of the main project I had for this period of time, especially when I had made that video. So which was this was also last year. I've also got a chance to to congratulate that because it it also turned 1 year old. I'm actually quite proud. And apart from that, there's also collab I really is meant to be handled over by Estate, which indeed he said he's gonna go back into working on it before its eventual release, which will also be soon. And the fact that it's a four finale, which means season 2 has a high chance of being underway. So yeah, and with that, I believe it should be time for the stream to end. Thank you for keeping me safe another year. Thank you for having me as Riyadh. I really appreciate all your support towards all my projects and all the hard work I commit to everything I've been doing so far. So I thankfully appreciate all of your time and all of everything you guys have done in my favor. So yeah, bye.